We've done quite a few videos on van electrical systems, and these tend to focus on more power being better. But is that right for everyone? In this video, we're going to look at the R600 Power Station and 100 watt solar panel from AllPower. It's currently available for £329.99. In this video, we'll do some bench tests to see how they perform, and then in our next video, I'm going to take them away as the only source of power for a night away in our mini camper, where we'll use it for heating water for drinks, cooking food, recharging our devices, and keeping me warm. So don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss that. But stick with us as we take a first look at them. Don't forget to check out our other videos on everything campervan and motorhome related, from solar to water, heating to gadgets, tyres to trips. If you like this video, please do hit the thumbs up. It really does help me to know what you like, and you can ask any questions or give feedback in the comments. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, please hit the subscribe button, and clicking the bell will give you a notification when a new video goes live. Finally, if you do decide to hit the thumbs down, it would be great if you could also leave a comment so I know what you didn't like. The R600 is available on its own, currently for £239.99, or in a package with a 100 watt folding solar panel for £329.99. But let's take a look at what you get. In the box you get the instructions and warranty info, a nice case to hold all the cables for charging from mains and the solar panel, and the power station itself. In the solar panel package, the panel is well designed with built-in storage for various cables, a nice robust stand for freestanding to angle to the sun. The power station has a 10 amp 12 volt car accessory socket, two mains sockets, two USB-C and two USB-A ports, a wireless charging pad, and on the side are the charging connectors and the reset button for the power overload. The display is clear and really easy to understand. It's available in beige or in grey. The battery capacity is 299 watt hours, which is roughly equivalent to 25 ampere hours at 12 volts, which isn't loads, but we'll see later what it has enough power to do. It's got a pure sine wave inverter with 600 watt continuous and 1200 watt peak ratings. It uses Li-Fi PO4 batteries with 30-year lifetime based on 2 recharges a week, and up to 400 watt charging from mains, up to 300 watt charging from solar, 120 watt charging from a car accessory socket. It weighs only 5.8 kilograms and has smart app control. It's available for dispatch from the UK with a 15-day price assurance guarantee, 30-day money back guarantee, and up to 5 years warranty. The 100 watt solar panel uses MC4 connectors, making it compatible with many systems, and comes with adapters for various different power stations. Here you can see connecting to the app, which is really simple and easy. So let's see what it can do, starting with those AC 240 volt outlets. We'll check that the inverter, which is claimed to rate at 600 watts continuous load, and to do this we're using a 500 watt mini heater. Once plugged in, we can see that it peaks at just under 600 watts, and the inverter copes with this fine. We then tried it with our Vango induction hob, which has two 800-watt hobs, so understandably we could only use one hob and we weren't able to run it at full power, but it was able to cook some bacon for us in a few minutes. The unit indicated that we'd used 30% of its capacity doing this, but we'll look at that a little closer later in the video. We then tried our 600-watt travel kettle, which we knew would be close to the limit on the inverter. Now, looking at the output on the control panel, we can see it does go over the 600-watt published limit without shutting down and easily boils the kettle for us. We also occasionally use our older MacBook Air on the road, which doesn't charge from USB-C, and we prefer to use the original mains power lead rather than a third-party 12-volt cable. The inverter easily copes with this, and we don't have any of the weird trackpad behaviour that we have had with some other inverters while charging. Now let's try out the DC side of the power station and the USB ports. We have our newer MacBook Air, which does charge from USB-C, and this works great. The wireless charging pad is also a quick and easy way to charge our iPhone. To test the 12-volt output, we're testing it with our heated blanket, which, as you can see, when we switch to thermal, heats the blanket up well, and that heat is transferred to the table underneath. Now let's look at recharging. We currently have the mains recharging set at fast, so using that maximum 400 watts when it can to charge as fast as possible. In the app you can set it to standard, which will charge at around 300 watts, or mute, which reduces the need for the fan, which charges at around 100 watts. We tried out the solar panel on a clear November day, however the sun was low in the sky and there was some haze which would impact its performance, but we were very happy to see we were still getting around 60 watts from the panel. It's worth noting that the power station doesn't come with a lead to charge from 12 volts. You can purchase one from AllPower or you can make one up without too much difficulty. We tried it out and could see the unit being charged at just over 100 watts. So, in this example we went from 77% to 100% in approximately 25 minutes. With a claimed battery capacity of 299 watt hours, let's do a full discharge test to see what we get. So starting using the inverter and that 500 watt heater, we were able to run this for just under 30 minutes when the inverter shut off, leaving us 5% remaining. We were then able to still charge 3 phones and run our mini projector for a further 47 minutes. So if we calculate that out, that was running at about 490 watts on the AC for 100% to 5%, which took around 29 minutes, so that's 0.48 hours at 237 watt hours. And then with 5% remaining to take it down to 0%, we were able to run for around 30 watts, charging the phones and the projector for 47 minutes, which is about 0.78 hours, so using 23.5 watt hours. So that means our total discharge was 260.5 watt hours. With the published battery capacity being 299 watt hours, that gives an efficiency of 87%, which is pretty good. With mains being the fastest option to recharge, let's plug it in and see how long it takes. We have it set on fast and initially the charger appears to limit the power before ramping up to 400 watts. And as the battery approaches being full, it ramps down the power. So overall, from empty to full, it took just under 1.5 hours. Now, as we've been using the power station, we did notice that depending on the state of charge indicated on the display, the same task could take different amounts of battery percentage. So we decided to run that full discharge test again, this time with a power meter on the AC outlet to measure exactly how many watt hours were used, and then plotted the actual power against the percentage displayed on the panel. And what we found was in the first 20% of discharge as indicated on the display panel, actually only less than half of that had actually been used. And then towards the end of the capacity, more power was able to be used with less impact on the percentage of the state of charge. Now, we do know that accurately measuring state of charge is very hard, as various factors like the air temperature can impact the amount of actual remaining power in the battery. So this could be on purpose. As you can see here, the panel always indicates that there is less charge available than in reality we calculated there is, so effectively giving you a reserve of power. But it could be daunting to see the capacity go down very quickly in those first 20% from 100% to 80% when in reality you may have used a lot less. It's worth noting that these measurements don't allow for the efficiency loss in the inverter, but it does show the variance in trend. So what do we think of the AllPower R600 and solar panel? Well, let's face it, it's not going to replace a full leisure battery setup in a camper van or motorhome, but it's not trying to. It's giving a nice, small, compact and light unit with a reasonable amount of power that can be charged reasonably quickly from solar while driving and from mains. If you're looking for power for running a laptop, charging phones and using small electrical appliances for a short time, then it does exactly what it says on the tin. At the price with the bundled 100 watt panel, it seems to be pretty good value and ideal for those looking to have power in either a small van, car or tent camping. Now, all this theory is one thing, but the important thing is what's the power pack and solar like to use in the real world. Well, stay tuned for that in our upcoming video where I'll try out the R600 in our 4x4 mini camper for an overnight trip to hopefully keep me warm, some hot drinks, hot food and keeping my devices charged ready for the day's adventuring. Thanks for watching our video, and as always, if you have any questions or feedback, please pop them in the comments below. If you find the video useful, please like, share and consider subscribing.